Good morning from Sinai Temple, and thank you for joining us today as we do every week to dive into our weekly Parasha, the Torah portion that we read throughout the week. We study it throughout the entire week, and we read it publicly on Mondays, Thursdays, Shabbat mornings, and actually the first time we read it is Shabbat afternoon. So this week's Torah portion is Parashat Vayetze, and it tells the remarkable story of Jacob's journey, filled with uncertainty, struggle, and profound spiritual transformation. At its heart, this parasha reminds us of an essential truth. God's presence accompanies us throughout life's journeys, even in moments of doubt and hardship. Parashat Vayetze is a narrative of movement. Jacob leaves his home. He encounters God in a very famous dream that we'll speak about. He works for his uncle Laban, and he builds a family. Through his experiences, we see how God's presence manifests in unexpected places and how sacred moments can emerge during times of vulnerability. Today, we're going to focus on three key themes from Parashat Vayetze. The first, Jacob's dream. Second, God's promises. And third, the transformative power of recognizing holiness in our own lives every single day. Our story begins in Genesis chapter 28, verses 10 and 11. Jacob left Beersheba and set out for Haran. He came upon a certain place, and he stopped there for the night, for the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of that place, he put it under his head, and he lay down in that place. Jacob is fleeing from Esau, and he's heading towards Haran, a destination that represents safety but also uncertainty. He finds himself in an unnamed, seemingly ordinary place, alone and vulnerable. In this unremarkable setting, he lays down to rest. Rashi identifies this certain place as Har HaMoriah, Mount Moriah. And this is the place where Abraham prepared to sacrifice Yitzchak, Isaac, and where the temple will one day stand. However, for Jacob, it is simply a stop on his journey, a place without significance until his encounter with God transforms it. This reminds us that extraordinary moments often arise in the most ordinary of circumstances. We all experience moments in life when the familiar falls away, leaving us feeling adrift. Jacob's story invites us to reflect on how these times of transition can become openings for something greater. The Torah describes Jacob's dream in Genesis 28, chapter 12. He had a dream. A ladder was set on the ground, with its top reaching to Shemaim, to the heavens, to the sky. And angels of God were going up and down the ladder. This vision is one of the most iconic images in the Torah. The ladder symbolizes a connection between heaven and earth, suggesting that the divine is not far removed from our world, but deeply intertwined with it. The angels represent a constant exchange between the spiritual and the physical, reminding us that God's presence is always active and near. The Midrash offers multiple interpretations of this ladder. Some say it represents Jacob's journey, with angels ascending to accompany him out of the land of Israel, and others descending to protect him while he is outside of the land of Israel, in exile. Others see it as a metaphor for the ongoing relationship between God and humanity, with the ladder serving as a bridge between our aspirations and the divine. In our own lives, this vision prompts us to consider how we can live in a way that connects the spiritual and the everyday. How do we bring meaning to our actions and see the divine in the world that surrounds us? As Jacob dreams, God speaks to him directly. Genesis 28, verses 13 through 15 says, And the Lord was standing beside him and said, I am the Lord your God, the Father of Abraham and the God of Isaac. The ground on which you are lying, I will assign to you and your offspring. Remember, I am with you. I will protect you wherever you go and will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. This is the first time that Jacob receives God's promise directly. The reassurance is striking. Despite his uncertainty, despite his flaws, Jacob is reminded that he is part of this greater covenant. God does not promise Jacob an easy path, but he assures him of protection, guidance, and eventual return. The Ramban Nachmanides comments on the profound nature of this promise. Unlike Abraham and Isaac, who encountered God primarily in the land of Israel, Jacob, Yaakov, hears this promise as he is leaving the land. This emphasizes that God's presence is not confined to specific places or circumstances. It follows us wherever we go. For us, this is a powerful reminder that we are never truly alone. Even in moments of struggle or exile, God's promise remains with us, offering strength and hope. Jacob's story invites us to trust in this unseen support, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. When Jacob wakes up from his dream, he says, "Surely the Lord is present in this place, and I did not know it." How awesome is this place? Mano ra hamakom hazeh. This is none other than the house of God. V'zeh shar hashamayim. And this is the gate of heaven. Famous, beautiful words from Genesis chapter 28, verses 16 and 17. Jacob's words capture a moment of transformation. He takes the stone he had slept on, sets it up as a pillar, and anoints it with oil, marking the place as sacred. What was once an ordinary location becomes for Jacob Beth El, the house of God. The Sforno reflects on Jacob's realization, noting that the divine is often hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to notice. Jacob's transformation from someone who was unaware to someone who recognizes holiness teaches us to slow down and to reflect on the sacred potential of our surroundings. This theme resonates deeply in our lives. How often do we overlook moments of holiness because we're too busy or distracted? Jacob's response challenges us to see our homes, our work, and our interactions with others as opportunities to create sacred spaces. Jacob's journey does not end with this dream. Over the next 20 years, he will face significant challenges: deceit at the hands of Laban, struggles in his relationships, and the demands of building a family. Yet through these trials, Jacob grows. By the time he leaves Haran, he is no longer the young man who fled Beersheba, but a patriarch ready to take his place in the covenantal lineage. The prophet Isaiah speaks to this idea. Isaiah chapter 41:10. Do not fear, for I am with you, and do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Jacob's life teaches us that struggle is not something to be avoided, but something that shapes us. It's often through our most challenging experiences that we grow stronger and deepen our sense of purpose. Jacob's dream at the beginning of his journey becomes a source of sustenance for him as he navigates the complexities of his own life. Jacob's journey reflects the larger story of our people, of the Jewish people. Like Jacob, we have faced exile, wandering, and struggle. And like Jacob, we have carried with us the promise of God's presence and the hope of return. This connection is particularly poignant when we think about our relationship with the land of Israel. The modern state of Israel, Medinat Yisrael, represents the fulfillment of ancient promises, as well as the resilience and faith of generations who longed for a homeland. Even in times of difficulty, such as this past year, we draw strength from our shared history and our enduring connection to the land and its people. Just as Jacob saw the ladder as a link between heaven and earth, our actions today create connections that affirm our values and responsibilities. Whether through prayer, advocacy, or supporting those in need, we continue to build on the foundation of Jacob's covenant. Parashat Vayetze offers us a powerful reminder that God's presence accompanies us throughout life's journeys. Jacob's story teaches us to look for holiness in unexpected places, to trust in divine support during uncertain times, and to see our challenges as opportunities for growth. To summarize what we spoke about today, this parasha teaches us three key lessons. Number one, God's presence is with us wherever we go, even in moments of uncertainty. Number two, struggles and transitions are not merely obstacles, but opportunities to grow and build faith. And number three, we have the ability to transform ordinary moments into sacred ones through our actions and awareness. As we reflect on Jacob's journey, let's ask ourselves, how can we create holiness, moments of holiness in our everyday lives? How can we carry the promise of divine presence in our relationships, our communities, and our actions? And how can we, like Jacob, rise to the challenges of our journeys with strength and faith? I hope looking into Parashat Vayetze inspires you to see the sacred in your own journey, and to carry this wisdom with you throughout the week ahead. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I wish you a blessed week ahead. Thank you.